Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with another recap of Tyler Perry's Sistas, Season 5, Episode 9, Pursuit for Truth. Like, oh my gosh. And can you believe it? They made it to the 100th episode. Let's give it a round of applause because 100 episodes is a huge accomplishment. And the #1 cable scripted series in the world. Like, people literally tune in every Wednesday to get the tea, get their fix of this lovely abundance cast of great Black actors and actresses. Like, I'm completely in awe that, you know, I actually got a chance to be a part of this. And I get to watch all this beautifulness unfold every Wednesday. Okay? Yes, can we just congratulate them? Every last one of them. Like, I'm so glad to actually be a part of this. And to see, like, all their hard work is not going unnoticed. And it's just a beautiful sight to see. But anyways, hold on. Okay. So basically, it starts off with Danny in Andy's office, and Fatima, Andy told Fatima to go get her some water. So she gets her some water, bring it back. Excuse me, and Fatima was about to leave out again. But Andy called her back in to, like, listen, come on, stay, just stay. And at first, Danny was like, nah, I don't want her here. But eventually, you know, she came around. They started asking her, like, what's his name? Do you remember how he looked? And Danny started remembering. She told him the last name, told him how he looked, everything, to explain what she actually did to him. So you already know Miss Fatima. She got her phone ready, was like, listen, let me go look it up. Like 2 seconds later, she was like, no, she came back. Yeah, she came back 2 seconds later. It was like, listen, this. Then next you know, she comes back with this file in her hand. And it was everything that Danny needed to hear because, long story short, homeboy was doing this from the get-go. Like, listen. And I think that's probably why his baby mother acts the way she does towards him. Like, he got her in such a chokehold that she's scared to leave, and she probably don't know nothing else. Like, cause like I said, they probably was young when they got together, and that's how it be. It be them overpowering, narcissistic, manipulative men that take these young women and girls and try to change them, and they're stuck. So once Andy and Danny and Fatima figured out that, you know, he's abusive and he's done this to several other women, that was the ice on the cake to know that Danny ain't got no case and she's good to go. So basically, Fatima had called the hospitals and looked around, and they couldn't find out. He said he got broken ribs and he fell off a motorcycle. Case closed. But Fatima was trying to handle it in the ways that he can't do that to nobody else. And, you know, Danny was like, I'm all for it. You know, Miss Andy, Miss Legal. She was like, no, it's not the way to go. So basically, she convinced Fatima to, you know, not do that. And also, Danny was like, I like her. I'm going to call her. As Fatima kept trying to walk out the room, say, I'm going to call me. And Danny was like, Sandy, I don't work for you. And then Andy was like, yeah, that's right. Fatima, you do. So eventually she's like, all right, I'm going to let it go. So after that, they did what they did. She got all the information she needed. Also, come to find out that they were going to go meet up with Sabrina at 5. So after that whole situation, it was good to go. Next, we get into... This is my favorite part, and I love this part. I'm so sorry. Like, I love this part. Okay, so Zach is pulled up to his house, and he has the groceries in his hand. And hold on. Sorry, guys. My nephew's in the background. So, y'all might hear a few coughing. But, yeah. So, Deja's outside. And she sees Zach. And she's trying to assist on helping with his bags. And he's telling her, listen, don't come across this line to try to help me because I don't need no help. She was like, listen, them bags is heavy. I know you're going to need some help. He was like, nah, I'm good. Don't touch my bags. Don't touch my bags. And she was like, okay. She's like, listen, I'm just trying to warn you, like, about your wife, your fiance, whatever the case may be. Because she has family all over the place. And her cousin she not one to be played with. She's the one that's, no, what's that? She said notorious. It's supposed to be notorious. However she said it, it was funny because the Zach said, he was like, what, this girl is kind of crazy, but whatever the case may be. So they start talking or whatever, and Deja tries to warn Zach about his fiance and how she get down and stuff about she crazy and stuff like that. And he just like, listen, you might need to meet her family before you try to say I do and stuff like that. And then Zach, this is my favorite part. Zach was like, so what does madam look like again? And she was like, she's black, green eyes, short hair. And then he was like, oh, there she goes. You see Deja go like this, like running around the house. Let's stop playing with me. Eventually, he got her scared that she went back into her house. He was like, this stupid chick. Like, goes to his house to close the door. Like, that part was so funny. Like, oh my gosh, that was so funny. Okay, so we're going on to the next part. Next part is, I believe, Karen and Aaron. So Aaron shows up to Karen's house, and supposedly they got like these not say matching, but it's the same color scheme with the, I think it's stripes, whatever the case would be. So he goes to her house. He talk about, listen, he's about to move into her house. Like, girl, wasn't she just tripping on you like a day or two ago or whatever, and now you want to move in to take care of her. Come to find out, Miss Lisa called him numerous times to make sure that, you know, they're checking up on her and making sure she's doing everything that she could stay on bed rest and she doesn't get any stress. So Karen and Aaron is talking, and then next thing you know, Karen tells him, like, listen, you know you can learn a lot about a person by going through their phone. So I guess there's this app or whatever that Miss Lisa told her about, and she insinuates that to Aaron. So they start talking. He's talking about, well, what do you want for dinner? She's not paying him no mind. And then he was like, well, do you want to go through my phone? He ends up giving her the password, and she opens and is like, oh, surprise. So he asks her again, what do you want for dinner? She's not paying him no money again. So he's like, I got chicken or steak. She was like, all I want to do is just go through your phone. So he's talking to her again, and then she was like, listen, I want pasta. So basically, she tells him that she wants angel pasta. So he get ready to go to the store, and she was like, oh, you forgot your phone. He was like, keep it. Keep it. And she was like, oh, I plan on. And he leaves out the door, and she's just going through his phone and all this other stuff. Then I think at one point she gets a break, and she calls Andy and see if the girls are still on their way. Every time when it came to talk about Sabrina, talk about how she didn't answer her phone calls, stuff like that, Andy would kind of like shy away, don't say nothing about it. And she was like, listen, me and Daniel will be there. And Karen also told, Andy that like she's going through Aaron's phone, and Andy was like, shouldn't you not be doing that? She was like, yeah, I know, but it's like, at this point, he's too good to be true. Me and my mama feel the same way. And I just don't know. It's like, I'm looking for trouble, even though I don't want no trouble. So it's like, you creating a situation that doesn't need to be, creating a situation that doesn't need to be had. Like, just live in the moment and enjoy your peace of mind. But it's like, You stressing your own stuff over trying to look for something that doesn't need to be looked for at the moment. So eventually, Andy gave her some reassurance, told her what not to do and stuff like that. Eventually, they went their separate ways. Then we get to Danny. She's now at the airport at her job, and Q comes up to where she's at and talking to her. Next thing you know, you see homeboy sitting across from her with some crutches in his hand, just staring her down. And Q noticed that, and he was like, what's homeboy doing just staring at you like that? Like, do you know him or something like that? She was like, listen, don't worry about it. And you could tell it's a sense of like scaredness on her face, but she's trying to remain professional because she's at work. So Q is talking to her, and then eventually he goes over to where Jonah is sitting and was like, listen, what are you doing here? And Jonah tells him like, listen, I have my son getting off the plane. So, of course, you already know Danny, she looks up, she's like, yeah, he do like the son, so it's legit. Basically, Q just wants to start a fight because in his eyes, if he quits by himself, he can go to jail. But if they fire him, he's free to be out and do whatever he wants. So basically his scheme. And you know what's funny? I'm surprised, like, because but when they meet up with people, they're not saying the opposite name. Kind of like what happened with Zach and Karen when they would talk about the ex, they never said their name. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint who they're really talking about. But once Danny find out that it was Q, oh, it's a wrap. And I kind of felt, I actually liked Q at this moment right here, because she was about ready to defend Andy in her honor just because she's a beautiful black woman. Like, he's trying to throw his shot at her and she not picking it up because she ain't with that. She got to get her boo Preston. So after the whole Q and Jonah situation, Daniel eventually lets Q go his separate way, and Jonah's just staring her down like, ugh. If looks could kill right now, yeah. So after that, before this whole altercation happened, my bad, Danny calls Preston, and Preston picks up, and he's driving around back in his hometown, and they basically agreed to meet up with each other. So he's gonna get on the plane to come back to see her, and they're gonna talk in front of her building. And that's just gonna go. I can't wait to see that. I was so super excited to see Preston's face. Like, I've missed him since the first episode of season 5. Like, oh my gosh, it's a sight to see his beautiful face. Like, oh my gosh. Okay, so that part is situated. Next, we have Sabrina. We get to see Sabrina. Oh, yes. I'm so happy. Okay, so Andy's there, and Danny is posing as Andy's paralegal. So they finally get to see Sabrina, and Sabrina looks shook, and she looks like she's going through it. They eventually talk to her, and Andy tried to reassure her that, listen, I'm gonna try to get you out of here. And all you could hear Sabrina say was, how, Andy? How? How are you gonna do this? I didn't even do nothing. How did I even get to this part? So basically, Andy tells her, like, listen, there's a recording of the guy that Maurice was with saying that you and Maurice set up and robbed the bank. And Sabrina was like, even my job thinks I did this when I didn't even do nothing. So basically, they talk about how you're going to try to get her out of here, how she looks beautiful in her natural state. Yes, her hair looks gorgeous. She is rocking that natural fro. She did that. They did that for her. But she does that. So in the midway of their talk, this guy walks in. Come to find out, it was one of Andy's clients' ex-husband. And they kind of feel like he got a vendetta against her now. But they decided to talk outside, and come to find out, he's one of Judge Ross is, I guess I'll say, henchman, even though they work together, henchman. And his name is John. And I don't know if he's kind of using his ex-wife situation against him because he had to pay all this money towards her. And he lets her know that, listen, my ex-wife, she got her boyfriend living in that house, and I still got to pay all this money. And I basically went broke behind it. And if she lets him, if they get married, I stop paying. So basically, she want to do what she want, have her cake and eat it too, so that she can still keep getting that cheddar. And he's just going to be out there on the limb. So, long story short, John lets Andy know that, listen, Sabrina's not getting out. Judge Ross called and like, listen, she's not getting out. So now, once Andy hears this information, I wonder if she's going to go back and tell Fatima what they said about Sabrina. And you already know, Madam don't play. Madam don't play. She going to handle that. And you already know Sabrina going to be free along with Maurice. Hopefully. Hopefully. Yes, she's going to be free. I don't know. This has been good. So after that whole encounter with Sabrina, it's now the end of the day. And we have Andy and Fatima back at work. And it's now time to leave and go home. So they're walking out together. And as they're walking to the front door, Fatima happens to stop and look to her right. No, in this case, her left. And she sees Heather sitting. And she was like, what the? Why is this chick here? So she was like, Heather, what are you doing here? And Heather was like, listen. Basically, the way Fatima said it to her, Heather was like, you ain't got to be so hostile, because Fatima ain't with it. She gonna call you out on your stuff, and she gonna be a gangster with it. Like, listen, she's like, what are you doing here? Like, come on now. So Heather was like, well, I'm here for my lawyer. And Fatima was like, who's your lawyer? Next thing you know, this slime ball comes walking in like, okay, girl, okay, you must be Heather. Come up to my office and we can talk more about it. And then she was like, okay, how do you spell your name again? And then, of course, Hayden had to say how you spell her name, Hayden. Kept saying it over and over. She's like, okay. And then you see Fatima's face like, this chick is dumb. Like, what in the world? Now she already know that it was a setup. Like, come on. It's like, you really trying to come for my man. You really trying to come for my man. You cannot get over me. You're super obsessed for what? Like, listen, that's another small man. And I'm kind of glad, you know, Fatima didn't go down the route of Danny's route because, you know, but then again, I think Madam would have handled it for her. So, yeah, that's another situation. Madam, where you at to get Hayden, Q, and Deja right? Because them right there is like irking my nerves. Okay? So, anyways, Hayden talks to her. Like, listen, I got this girl. She worked at the stripper club. And supposedly her friend said that she has this issue with her baby daddy. And her baby daddy happens to be Zachary Taylor, which is Fatima's man. And he's doing everything in his power to get him to go to jail. So that right there shows that Hayden really has it out for Zach. For what reason, we do not know. He's just jealous and obsessed over Zach and his newfound glory of money, and still obsessed over Fatima, even though they only had one night. So Fatima was furious, and you can see it like this. If she looked like she wanted to kill him right in there, right then and there. So yeah, that was it for the recap, guys. It's a lot going on. It's a lot to unpack, and hopefully next episode we get more of what we've been wanting, because right now, Tyler Perry, y'all got to slow down with the ads. Y'all doing more ads, commercials than y'all doing of the episode. Like, come on now, what's the tea? Like, slow it down a bit. Okay. So, guys, after that ended, they had the 100 episode special. That was just a sight of sore eyes to watch. It was just so beautiful to see all these 5 beautiful young ladies sit down with Heather B and talk about what it took to get them there. Did they really persevere in wanting the show to continue and be big as they expected it to be? That was great to watch. My favorite part of that episode was when the guys, oh, so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Gave their character loves flowers. It was just so cute. I was just like, oh. The only person I seen, I think, DeVale, he gave Crystal a hug and a kiss on the cheek. That was beautiful. But every character's love interest greeted them with some roses. And of course, I think Crystal's was like the biggest bouquet, I think. Or maybe, I don't know, but hers is pretty. And she really enjoyed it. She kept smelling them and everything. That was just so cute. And then Maurice, he gave one to Heather B, which was beautiful to see. Like, I really enjoyed it. And I was just in awe. Like, this is Black excellence at its finest. Like, 5 seasons, 100 episodes, and probably 1,000 plus more to go. Because I don't see this show ending no time soon. And I just see that it's getting bigger and better. Ooh, excuse me, each week as the season progresses. And their careers are literally taking off. Like, everybody had a great humble story talking about how did they see their success going. And it was just a beautiful sight to see. And I really enjoyed it. And I'm glad I'm here to go down this journey with the beloved Sistas cast, everything, the whole ensemble. Like, even on Twitter, I be loving all the posts that everybody be writing about the show. Like, I'm in awe every single day to just sit back and see what's everybody's thoughts and opinions about the whole situation and how things unfolded and stuff like that. And like I said, it's just a beautiful sight to see. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Now, me, I don't really post about Sistas on Twitter, but I do like to, you know, like everybody posts regarding Sistas, the team of the whole 9 yard. Like, I'm here for it and I love it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this recap of Tyler Perry's Sistas season 5, episode 9, Pursuit for the Truth, and also an excerpt part of the 100 episode special. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Stay tuned for next Wednesday. Bye.